Hello everybody, back in Saul here for another episode of Home. And last time we jumped down this ventilation thing and we got stuck in this little room. Yep, that's how last episode ended. Great. I don't know about this game. That poor guard, was the flashlight I carried his? It looked like he had met his end violently. I only hoped it was quick. I had to get home to Rachel, but I couldn't stop thinking about Norman. He and Rachel were friends. Could he help? It wasn't like I really had anyone else to turn to. My leg burned with pain. I only hoped I could find my way through the dark path before me and get to Norman's store. Oh no, we gotta go through more forest? Excuse me. Hey, there's no more circle of light. We can actually see more stuff now. Is he actually limping now? Say 60. Okay, through the gate we go then. Well, it's not a gate, it's a fence. And a door. Okay. Let's get out of here. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Okay. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. Okay. Just casually stroll up into someone's property and walk around. Why not? Oh, what's this? Is this blood? Oh no, Norman! TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been stabbed or something, trying to get up. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? Sure. I mean, you already put your fingerprints on that other grave. Might as well just do it here too. I wasn't sure if wanted to give him peace, or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. Okay. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Okay. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Of course you did. Found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Okay. I still say I'm gonna end up being the killer in the end, right? There's the thing. What was this? It looked like a pull chain hanging from the ceiling. Wondered where it led. Did I pull the chain? Of course. Gave the chain a single tug and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. What's this? Oh. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Inside the old cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman downstairs? Why does he have Rachel's shoes? What's Rachel doing with them? Gross. Let's go through this door. I wasn't entirely surprised to find the this here. The this there. It was written of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Uh-oh. I smell an affair going on. There was a well-maintained gun cabinet here in Norman's room. I didn't know much about guns, but it looked like he kept a few hunting rifles. Interesting. Let's go through this door now. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. Oh, I guess it was locked. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. Never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Uh-oh. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. Must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. Rip. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. Been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, but to find him like that... Who could have done that to him? Seeing that dusty box with those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? What was Rachel doing in Norman's place? Felt like I'd only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Oh hey, it did start raining. Nice. I have to pick a door to go through. That's the fourth door. Let's go through door 4. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Okay. 3. Okay, guess that one's it. More doors. What's this? The neighborhood's local post box. The letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. Knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Sure. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. It's from Rachel, isn't it? Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did. Well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. I knew it. I knew it. They did the diddly. I knew it. Oh, I guessed the right door on the first try. I'd entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. They had an affair. I found out, and in a fit of rage I killed them both. Bet you that's what happened. I don't know how to explain the other people. But I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Ba-ba-bum. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. Power was off. Great. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday? Or sometime before? Oh, now the memory problems start. Okay. The door. Stairway. Some stuff on the ground. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why didn't Rachel pick this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? Okay. The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though. I need to see if Rachel was here. Okay, so that's upstairs. Is this a door to the basement? Yep. It was locked where I put the damned key. Maybe upstairs. Oh, wow. And more upstairs. I live in a 3-story home. Hey. Door stuck shut. Is this one locked too? No, that one's open. I found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. Didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Sure. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I'd got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Because you killed her. Our television. I'd purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Wrecked. Okay. More upstairs. There's a broken glass. Mirror? Maybe a mirror. Yep. Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces scattered around the floor. Bathroom. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't gotten around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Okay. What's in here? A computer? My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. Pocketed the key. Okay, so I can get to the basement now, probably. Books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I look more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. Ooh. My wife's. Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. Wait, so did they get divorced then? Because he says my wife, and then it switches to Rachel. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Inside Rachel's suitcase were a few days worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. Ooh. That receipt for the train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flushed with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. I knew it. Okay. Let's go back through this door. Alright, let's try the basement now. I unlocked the basement door. Great. What's in here? There were old Christmas decorations in the box. Garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? Yes. Try to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. What? Is this... what? I put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck, and the drywall was poorly installed. I'd have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. I don't know. It's over here. Oh, this is where I came in. Grammy key I'd found in the basement unlocked the door. Good. Looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? No, it was all you, guy. There's an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes, I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciate its weight. Good, we can use that to break through the wall then. Back to the basement. Break it. Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? What does it say? Don't look. Uh-oh. This is a long corridor. There's some blood. Don't look. Don't look. What is this? Looks like a little bush with red berries on it, but I'm sure that's not what it is. What is this? A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Oh, that's up to me. Great. Let's say yes. Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back of the layers of cloth. There at the center, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Oh God, this is Terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all the sickening blood, it was obvious she'd been stabbed to death. The knife I had carried all this way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened, Rachel? Who did this to you? Thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. When I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs, reluctantly, exhausted from my journey. I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Did I just take a nap? Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. My wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Uh-oh. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Okay. Am I supposed to head out the front door now? Is that a thing? Is this the front door? That's not the front door. Couldn't leave, not until I thought about this more. I needed answers. What are you gonna find? The mail still sat there. I have to go back to the basement again? Couldn't go back down, not until I'd gone over everything. I need to make sure I was perfectly clear. Okay. There'd be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. Do I need to leave? Must have locked the door. Okay. I don't need to leave. I need to stay in this house. Upstairs. Here? My old office safe sat on the floor. I used a digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? Yes. The safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Oh, am I supposed to find the code? I lifted a notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Isis, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Recall the names I saw scratched out on the old desk deep within those musty tunnels. Was the man in the house really up to something? It was you. The letter... Why, I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried about what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? Oh, it was you. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. Because it was you. I still had no idea what was on that tape I found in the garbage. If only I had found a way to watch it. Oh, is there a VCR here? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. What else am I supposed to do? Go in here. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still love the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Okay. Now what? It's the key card I found in the factory that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it's probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? What? That makes no sense, no. Someone was going through those lockers, sure, but I didn't think it was Norman. It was you. The laptop had finally run out of power. Great. This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. Recall those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? No. Wasn't sure, but the poor old bastard was good and dead. He was a victim, not a criminal. Okay. I need some kind of escape. I've checked all this already. Can I go back down now? Seemed like I'd seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. So those questions that are up there, are those going to affect, like, my ending down in the basement? Is this the ending? Maybe. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. Okay. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yes. Took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Okay. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. I needed to put an end to the situation one way or another. So now what? Can I leave now? Let's lock the door. I knew I needed to escape that nightmare, but what about the knife I still carried? I wondered, even if I left, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Yes. Leave. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. Kept me in line, gave me something to do, helped me to get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. Guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up, I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was a final cruelty. She had remained unconscious in that room forever. I wasn't sure what had happened to that other man I'd found in that house. He seemed to me more a victim, but what was his role in all this? Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky in my way to even find my way out of there. But I never did find out what was on that tape that I now kept. What might it have shown me? I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had it been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? Okay, so it's going through, like, all the different choices I made, right? Like, I didn't fully explore the house. I didn't fully explore the sewers. So now, okay. Thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been into that forest and even Norman's place. Well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought that could recover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list, so a terrible plot. Oh my god, this game has so much text. Similar list of names on the desk back in those tunnels. What was the connection? One thing I could be sure of, despite my confusion, I knew Norman hadn't been the one who was going back to our old factory. Couldn't have been responsible for that dead guard then. I could take solace in that. For the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get back to Norman's store. But all I found there were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It's obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you, too. They knew about what you were up to. So much reading. I would never know peace, Norman. But despite your transgressions, part of me really did hope that you would. When I marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked. Think of it now. Our house used to feel so lively, so warm, but coming into the kitchen I felt only a cold, empty tension. Every terrible thought I had up to that point was suddenly a possibility, but nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me. one that would haunt me forever unless I did something about it. For what solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife, just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Okay, and that's that. Well then. Interesting game. I can see why it has mixed reviews. A lot of text. Home is dedicated to my wife Nancy. Watch your back at the end. Okay. A lot of text. It does seem to drag a little bit. Press space to share your story. What happened to you? What? Press C to go to the App Store. Press Q to quit. What is space? Okay. That opened up a web page. But anyway. Yeah. That game was weird. Not super spooky. I wasn't expecting puzzles in it, to be honest. But that happened. So, yeah. I don't know. Give it a try if you want. Explore the things. See what different choices you guys can make. But, yeah. That's gonna do it for me for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.